Why was it so important when you started building Factor that you chose this SaaS model versus the traditional way of building energy tech?
Look, I think the SaaS model solves so many problems. And if you look at, the underpinnings of a lot of modern SaaS, it's multi-tenanted. So you're not spending months deploying a new customer. You can, deploy them over a cup of coffee. It's built to be cloud native, deployed directly into the cloud. It's not something that's been built for different technologies. So you can leverage all of those sort of cost advantages. And then as part of that, it's built to be truly global, be able to be deployed in different parts of the world to deal with, very real problems around data sovereignty, data protection, GDPR, those sorts of things. And I think we'd probably kind of learnt a bit the hard way that if you are not building software in that way, then accommodating a new customer in a new region, or just being able to show someone something that is specific to them for a new prospect is just really hard. And it's been great foundations to build on.
The other thing I think it's really easy to forget, but I think is so important, and one of Factor's great strengths is that it's delightful for technology teams to work with. So the model in energy tech has always been show the customer some things. They don't really get to get hands-on with the product. They have to make a buying decision without actually getting to use it. And then you go into this prolonged sort of implementation project. Now, for big systems, I do understand why that's necessary. But when you're solving a very clear and specific problem like we do at Factor, we could make it possible to give our customers an opportunity to hands-on use the product with a login configured for their use cases before they make a buying decision. And our customers love that. And, and you can understand why, right? Like they feel like they're making a very informed buying decision. And then once we stand up their permanent instance, we've got APIs for everything, so their technology teams can look at that documentation, understand how it works, and really participate in the implementation without it having to go out to a third party or without us having to do it, which is really important, that we're very much kind of giving them the keys to the kingdom. And then as they, continue to use Factor, their teams can, connect it to other products and services in their ecosystem, again, without having to ask us to do bespoke work, without having to pay us to do a project, without having to pay someone else to do a project.
Yeah.
And that was really important to us as designers of the product, because we had been on the other side and we knew how painful it was, and we just didn't want our customers to go through that. We wanted them to be super empowered. They can work on and with the product, and that like Stripe did, right? Stripe became famous because they designed the product for developers.
Yeah.
And we've designed ours for pricing teams primarily, but also developers.
Yeah, and I think it's also great to kind of leave the ego at the door and go, actually, someone might never use our user interface.
Yeah.
It might all be done via API integration, and that's fine. We don't mind. We're not precious about that at all.
We actually consume our own APIs. That's how much confidence we have in them. Everything we do, we are consuming the same APIs that we give to our customers. And I think that creates really high trust, actually.
It's high trust, and also you can genuinely say to people when you're showing them that, you don't need to use our UI. You can integrate this however you like. And I think it gives them optionality. And, to your point, the retailers may want to do that integration themselves, or they may be like, actually, would like a third party to do that because that's our, IT model. That's fine as well.
Yeah, but they have choice.
Yeah.